Alright, well this is our late night weather update. A little later than I anticipated, obviously. Bear with me just a second. There it is. Alright, perfect. Yeah, I have a lot going on this evening. So, and it's not done yet, unfortunately. So, let's start with a look at radar. You can see there's a few little ground returns coming in. Could be some fog, but overall, not much on radar. So we're going to come over here. Let's take a look at a few sky cams and we'll see why there's not much on radar. Alright, let's start with Cleburne County, Mount Cheaha. You can see a little foggy there. Top Mount Cheaha. Let's come over to Coleman. Here's the Coleman Skycam from our friends at the Alabama Weather Network, and you can see that the fog is pretty dense there. And let's take a look. Dozier, you can see this is from the Region Center in Birmingham. Not as much fog in Birmingham, in the city. It's quite a bit in the lower lying areas. You can see here Gulf Shores. A little bit of fog coming in from there. And again, this is from our friends at the Alabama Weather Network. You can access all of these sky cams. This is East Hoover, and you can see a little bit of patchy fog here and there, not a whole lot going on. And we'll do a couple. We'll do another. This is Florence up in Lauderdale County, and you can see the fog is thick. This one is from our friends at Tennessee Valley Weather. They are in partnership with the Alabama Weather Network. Let's take a look at a couple more real quick before we look at temperatures. This is Ardmore, and you can see the fog is rolled in there as well. Fog is pretty much the theme just about everywhere you're going to look on these sky cams. So far. Let's take a look and see if we can find Bald Rock. Huntsville, not too bad. That one's looking at Montesano. This is Albertville. We'll look at Albertville real quick, and you can see Albertville caked in with the fog as well. And let's come down to the Bald Rock camera. That's the last one I'm going to look at before we look at current temperatures. Montgomery, not much fog there. And now you can see that here at Bald Rock, this is from the St. Clair County EMA through our friends at the Alabama Weather Network. And you can see up on the top of the mountain, there's not much fog, but down there in the valley, quite foggy. And there is a dense fog advisory. Let me scroll out of all of these. Y'all are getting a behind the scenes look here at everything. So yeah, here we are. So yeah, those are the sky cams. Let's take a look at the current temperatures across the area right now. And it is 52 in Oneonta, 51 in Birmingham, 57 in Jasper, 52 in Tuscaloosa. 56 Centerville. Over here on the eastern side of the state, we got 46 in Gadsden, 49 in Anniston, 48 in Center, Heflin, Talladega, 50 over in Lineville, Pell City, and Sylacauga, as well as culminated as 54 here atop Pine Mountain. So let's take a look at the update. This is from the 6 p.m. GFS, and this is what we're looking at right now. And you can see not much on radar. This is the 06Z run, valid. This is at midnight, and you can see there's not much going to be on radar tonight. Let's take it ahead. Not much on radar tomorrow night, but you can see some showers starting to form over here across Mississippi and Louisiana and Arkansas, western Mississippi and Tennessee, eastern Arkansas, and down into Louisiana. Now, this is Friday at 6 a.m., and you can see some scattered showers, some rain will be about Friday morning. This could help us with our severe weather threat. Now, this is at 9 a.m., and most of it up here across the Tennessee Valley north. Most of the heaviest rainfall Friday morning around 9 a.m. looks to be north of US 278. So if you're along and north of that 278 corridor, you're going to be in for some heavy rainfall Friday morning around 9 o'clock more than likely. And then this is noon Friday. Now, keep in mind that most of our wet weather is not, or most of our, the severe weather threat, if we have one. Now, it is going to be conditional. I didn't mention that earlier, but it is going to be conditional. It's going to be afternoon, late, really into the evening hours. And again, you can see along and north of that 278 corridor at noon on Friday. This is 3 o'clock Friday, and as the kids are getting out of school, we're going to have some heavy rainfall. Again, along and north of that US 278 corridor. To the south, there could be a few scattered showers about, but this line is going to weaken as it comes in our direction. And you can see this is 6 o'clock Friday night. This will be around the time that our severe weather window will start, if we have one. All right. If we have a severe weather threat, this will be around the time that I would start paying attention. And so this is 9 o'clock Friday night, and now you can see 9 o'clock, most of the line is across North Alabama. So really, from where we are here atop Pine Mountain, Springville, Whitney Junction, if you're familiar with that area, Altoona, Albertville, Coleman, Boaz, Jasper, Hamilton, points north, that's when we could start seeing, or this is around 9 o'clock Friday night, this is when we could start seeing our part of the severe weather. And then, again, this is going to bring a lot of heavy rain, as you can see. Still socked in the rain at 3 a.m. 6 a.m. Still socked in the rain. 9 a.m. there could be some rainfall around here, around Hayden, Warrior. Could be some heavy rainfall around there by 9 a.m. This is noon Saturday, and by noon it starts pushing to our southeast. Could have some over here around Jackson and Piedmont, heavy downpour around there. This is 3 o'clock Friday, and by 3 o'clock Friday, or Saturday rather, it should be pushing down toward Montgomery and points south, toward the Wiregrass, toward the Gulf Coast. And then it's all said and, for the most part, all said and done, except for down here around the Wiregrass and maybe down here around the coast by 6 o'clock Saturday. This is going to be a slow-moving front, all right? Now, let's take a look. Dew points is going to help us. This is going to be helpful for us. So these are our current dew points, and as you can see, 52 in Birmingham, 52 over here atop Pine Mountain, 53 in Gadsden, 53 in Huntsville rather. 55 is the dew point in Tuscaloosa. 54 your dew point in Florence and the Shoals. As you can see, the dew points start to rise over here across the western part of the state, west of I-65, Friday morning. Or Thursday. This is 3 a.m. This is 6 a.m. and you can see 30 hours out. We're looking at dew points 36 hours out from 6 o'clock tonight. So this is 6 a.m. Friday, and you can see that the dew points start creeping up into the 60s from Gadsden and points west by 6 o'clock Friday morning. So 61 degree dew point here in atop Pine Mountain by that point. Now 9 o'clock, and you can see the dew points staying in the 60s. Now the dew points are there. The dew points 65 here at 3 o'clock Friday afternoon. 62 now, 63 for us here atop Pine Mountain. Now, really, for an event like this in the wintertime, you're going to need these kind of dew points. These kind of dew points are kind of juicy for this time of the year. So the atmosphere, as you can see, is going to be very juicy for Friday night and this Saturday morning. And as you can see, as the cold front comes through, this is midnight Friday night, you can see that the dew points start to fall across North Alabama, but here across Blount County, we're still sitting at 63 with a dew point, for the dew point. .64 for the dew point. And then the dew points start to come back up a little bit, get a little bit more unstable around 6 a.m. Saturday. And so we're still going to be socked into some juicy air. That just means that, hey, it's going to be we are going to be very humid for most of the day. And as you can see, as the cold front starts to move through, this is 3 o'clock Saturday, the dew points start to fall back. And then by 6 o'clock, you can see 45 degree dew point up here in Florence. And then you can see the dew points come down here are going to be in the 60s around the Wiregrass, around Dothan. And then the dew points start to kind of drop back some, continue to drop back some. Let's see if we can upper air dynamics. So this is going to be some vertical velocity. Let's see here. This is going to be around 6 a.m. Friday. And you can see that we do have some vertical velocity up here around midnight for Thursday night into Friday morning. This is 3 a.m., 6 a.m. And you can see that we do have some vertical velocity up here. All right. And by 9 a.m., you can see the vertical velocity mainly way up here. It's starting to come up here across northwest Alabama. by noon Friday, you see a lot of vertical velocity up here across the northern third of the state. This is going to be where a lot of our heavy rain falls, I feel like. And so, as you can see, the vertical velocity is still going to be kind of there. So let's take a look at surface-based CAPE by this point. And by 3 o'clock Friday, there's really not much CAPE. There's not a lot of CAPE involved with this, and that could limit our severe weather threat. You can see by midnight Friday night, we do have a little bit over here across West Alabama, across Tuscaloosa, around Livingston, Demopolis, places like that. And by 6 a.m. it does move a little bit. By 3 a.m. it does move a little bit closer. Um, 6 a.m. it moves closer to us as well. I mean, we do have 379 joules per kilogram. That's really not a lot. Let's take a look at bulk shear here. And this is, again, just a lot of mumbo jumbo for you guys. Energy Helicity Index. And let's start it here on Friday, 6 a.m. Not a whole lot. There's really not much going on here. This is by 3 p.m. Friday. And 0.1. That's really not... That doesn't scream severe weather to me. And it generally stays around 0.2, 0.3. Now, we do have 0.5, but even then, I mean, we got some 0.6s around 6 o'clock Saturday. But again, 0.5, 0.6. I mean, it's really not that much. So, I mean, the biggest thing is going to be rainfall, honestly. Now, the precipitable water, this is going to be the telling sign here. There's going to be a lot of water in the here. So let's take a look at the categorical. This is the outlook from the Storm Prediction Center for day 3. This is for Friday, from Friday at 7:30 to from Friday from 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. Saturday. And again, we've still got that level 2 out of 5 slight risk along and north of I-59, so from Springville and points to your northwest, including Sierra Top Pine Mountain, Aniana, Altoona. Altoona, not really. They're more in the marginal risk, which we'll talk about here in a second. Albertville, Gunnersville, Coleman, Holly Pond, Huntsville, Jasper, Tuscaloosa, Demopolis, Livingston, Ardmore, Athens, Muscle Shoals, Florence, places like that. You will be in that level 2 out of 5. I'm not saying, hey, be on guard is what I'm trying to say here. You know, I mean, these kind of cold fronts, as we could go throughout, or this time of year, these kind of cold fronts, they can throw a surprise or two at us. So I'm not telling you to discount it, but I am telling you, and I'm telling you to be prepared in case we have one, have a threat. Now, Boaz, Gadsden, Altoona, Pell City, Jacksonville, Anniston, Gadsden. I don't know if I said Gadsden already. Talladega points to the southeast. Right now, y'all are under that level 1 out of 5 slight or marginal risk. So, I mean, again, be on guard. That's all I'm saying here right now is to be on guard because we could have some severe weather possible. Now, let's take a look at the Climate Prediction Center outlooks real quick for the next 6 to 10 days. This starts Tuesday the 13th through Saturday the 17th, and you can see right around normal for this time of the year. Now, Thursday the 15th through Wednesday the 21st. This is the 8 to 14 day outlook. Temperatures maybe a little below average along and north of that US 278 corridor. Everywhere else, about average for this time of the year. 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook, and this has changed since we talked earlier this afternoon around 2 o'clock. Now it's showing, on the 6 to 10 day, showing mainly west of Tuscaloosa, so around Livingston, Demopolis, a little bit drier than normal, but everybody else, the eastern 2/3 of the state, about normal precipitation for this time of the year. This has also changed since we talked at 2 o'clock. About normal precipitation for the northern third of the state, but from Birmingham south, a little bit above average for this time of the year, possible, from the 15th through the 21st. So let's take a look. We'll go ahead and look at our 7-day planning forecast. I'm going with a high of 70 tomorrow. Now it is going to be windy tomorrow. Mostly cloudy skies. We could have a few breaks in the clouds. We should have a few breaks in the clouds. It's going to start off very foggy. That dense fog advisory is in effect until, let me pull it up over here. Dense fog advisory is in effect until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. So, leave plenty of distance in front of you. Between you and the vehicle in front of you, just kind of take it slow. Friday, that severe weather is possible. I'm not gonna be like some of the big names, some of the big stations here, and declare a first alert weather day. I mean, that's not how I'm gonna do it. That's if you need to be informed. If I will tell you when you need to pay attention to the weather. I will say you need to pay attention Friday just to be safe. But it's mostly going to be late afternoon. Now, there is going to be a lot of rainfall, and we'll look at that here in a second. But really, Friday and Saturday morning, pay attention. Just keep an eye. If there's a warning, we'll be here. I'll be here. We'll walk you through it. And then Saturday, again, I'm going with a high of 67. Most of the day, it's going to be rainy. And then after that cold front comes through, Sunday, going to be colder again. 45 might be generous for Sunday. We're going to go back into the deep freeze Monday morning and Tuesday morning with lows in the mid-20s. We're going to get up into the mid to upper 40s Monday. Low 50s on Tuesday. And then we do have mostly cloudy skies on Wednesday. So let's take a look and see if... Let's see. 48-hour QPF. And this is showing, this is as of 6 o'clock tonight. So from 6 p.m. tonight, so from 6 p.m. on Wednesday, January 7th to 6 p.m. Friday, by this point, you got about 1.2 inches across in Huntsville, 1.3 inches across or near Florence and Muscle Shoals, nearing an inch, 3/10 of an inch, or 3/4 of an inch around, half an inch to a 3/4 of an inch around that I-59 corridor. But when all is said and done, there are easily going to be places that get 2-3 inches of rain, maybe even 4. And that'll help us in the drought. That'll help us with the drought, obviously. So keep that in mind. But let's go through it one more time real quick. So we'll come over here to the day 3 categorical. So level 2 out of 5, slight risk along and north of that I-59 corridor. So Springville, here atop Pine Mountain, Aniana, Susanmore, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Livingston, Demopolis, Coleman, Huntsville, Athens, Decatur, Ardmore, Florence, Muscle Shoals, Hamilton, Jasper. If I called out your area, you're in that level 2 out of 5 slight risk. Albertville, Gunnersville, y'all are in that level 2 out of 5 slight risk. Boaz, Gadsden, Altoona, Pell City, Jacksonville, Anniston, Oxford, Talladega, Montgomery, places like that. If I called your area out then, Clanton, you're in that level 1 out of 5 marginal risk. And I think the big thing is going to be flooding is going to be a big thing Friday night and into Saturday. And I think, you know, some strong winds. We might see some wind gusts, 40, 50 miles an hour. I'm not seeing a big tornado threat. And we'll kind of see if we see that tomorrow as we get closer. You know, obviously with the day 2, we can see if we, you know, have a tornado risk. But right now, I'm not really looking at a big tornado risk. That doesn't mean we won't have a tornado. This time of year, they can spin up. And especially in a line like this, we could have one spin up like that. We could have one that, you know, it's there one scan and it's gone the next. So I'm not going to say the tornado threat is 0. I'm going to say it's very, very low. So we're going to, like I said, I'm going to watch it for you guys. I'll be here. If I have to, I'll have Sassy running the radar if I have to. Which, by the way, she's up for America's Favorite Pet. If you haven't seen on Facebook, Sassy is up for America's Favorite Pet. She needs your votes. She's outside of the top 20 right now. But that's a different story for a different day. We do appreciate your votes if you vote for her. So, that being said, that's pretty much what I've got right now. It's 11:56 on Wednesday evening. Hopefully, we can get this O2 sensor in either late tonight or early tomorrow morning. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Pray for us. And hopefully we can have my truck running again. But I'll have an update tomorrow sometime. I don't I don't want to say, I'm not trying to do all of these weather updates to scare you guys. I mean, I know, it is severe weather season, November to May. My allergy season runs, ironically, from November to May. So I like to say that I'm allergic to tornadoes. It's been a long-running joke that I'm allergic to tornadoes because tornado season runs from November to May, and my allergy season coincides with that. Anyway, we have these threats all of the time from now until May. I don't want to do these to scare anybody, but this is something that we're going to need to watch. Have a plan if you need to. Have a plan ready to go just in case, there is that off chance that there's a tornado warning. I don't know that there'll be a tornado watch issued. But if there is, know where you're going to go. Small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows, if there is a warning issued. If you're in a mobile home, find a storm shelter, find somewhere you're going to go. If a tornado watch is issued, and go then. Don't wait until a tornado warning. All right, that's the worst thing you can do. Because you're not going to have time, because tornadoes go like that. They move pretty quick. You're not going to have adequate time to get to a storm shelter or wherever you're going to go. So, but like I said, the tornado threat with this is really, really low. It's not zero. You can never discount a threat like this time of the year. But you be prepared. That's the overarching thing. Be prepared. Don't be scared. I know a lot of y'all have storm anxiety. I did for a little bit there after, the April 28th, 2014 tornado hit here. Just be prepared. We're going to get through this. And then get prepared for the cold that's coming in behind it, because there is going to be a cold snap. Now, I know James Fan showed one other thing here, and I don't know if that. No. Now, this is day 3 excessive rainfall, and we do have a slight risk, and you can see the risks are a little bit different. We do, for the day 3 excessive rainfall outlook, we do have a slight risk along and north of the I-2059 corridor. So Pell City, Springville, Gadsden, here Top Pine Mountain, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Livingston, Demopolis, Coleman, Albertville, Boaz, Gunnersville, Decatur, Athens, Ardmore, Huntsville, Fort Payne, Muscle Shoals, Florence. I don't know if I said y'all. Jasper, Hamilton. We do have a slight risk of some excessive rainfall. Points to the south of that, it's a marginal risk. The rain will kind of taper off from there. Don't know what that other one was that James showed earlier that showed we had a 10% chance of snow over the next through. Now, this is for the next 168 hours, so this is through and you can see next 168 hours we have 1.31 inches. I'm trying to figure out. That's not it. Observations. Observed snowfall. Let's see if this is it. Seasonal snowfall analysis. There's really not much snow for the next good little while. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I'll keep pedaling around, and if I find it, I might show it tomorrow, but that being said, it is just after midnight. It's 12:02. I'm going to go ahead and jump off of this stream. I may try to do another College Football 26 stream here in just a little bit. But right now, the big thing, just be prepared. We'll get through this. We always do. Now I'm trying to see. Okay. Yeah. Oh well. So that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off for now, off of this one. May do a College Football 26 stream here momentarily. I'm gonna try to have an update in the morning. We'll try to have updates a little bit as we go throughout the day tomorrow. Well, now today, Thursday, and kind of go from there. And then, if we need to, I will be here for the weather event. I know, saw earlier, real quick. Let me come over here. Having to hop on the face bag real quick. No. Alright. So I did see earlier, due to the possibility of bad weather on Friday, that Susan Moore's basketball games have been moved to tomorrow, starting at 4:30, with the JV boys playing first. That is Susan Moore. I don't know about any other games in the county or around the region, but some may follow suit. There is a makeup game with Appalachian at Appalachian on Saturday. JV girls will start play at 2 p.m. on Saturday. So, I think the worst of it's going to be from Friday night at, say, 6 o'clock to about midnight. Or 3 a.m. But either way, I will be here. I will monitor it. If I need to come on for a warning, I will. I know this was 2 hours ago. I don't know if that has been cleared or not. But 2 hours ago, there was a wreck on Old Compton, if you're familiar with the Rimlap area. There was a wreck earlier. So, that being said, let me see. I know Blunt EMA, they, at one time, yeah, they do, from time to time, post road closures. From the Blunt EMA, Blunt 911 is what I'm looking for. The last one was from 2023, so they don't update that anymore. So, again, dense fog advisory until 9 a.m. And I will tell you the counties real quick for that if you need that information. So, Marion, Lamar, Fayette, Winston, Walker, Blount, Etowah, Calhoun, Cherokee, Cleburne, Pickens, Tuscaloosa, Jefferson, Shelby, St. Clair. Really, the central third of the state. Pretty much all of central Alabama is in the dense fog advisory. This runs until 9 a.m. Visibility of 1/4 mile or less. So just keep plenty of distance ahead of you, between you and the vehicle in front of you. Will be foggy through about 9 a.m. tomorrow. We'll show the 7-day again real quick. Again, the big day we're going to be watching is Friday evening, Friday night, overnight into early Saturday morning. Again, I will be here. And so, if I need to come on for a warning, I will. Now for the winds, if there's a severe thunderstorm warning issued for winds, I may come on for that because, it is a big deal. So, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. And we'll come back with a College Football 26 stream of the JSU Dynasty. I will try to be on in the morning sometime. Try to be on tomorrow afternoon sometime as well. And we'll all go from there. So with that, I will see y'all soon. Love y'all.